Hi, it's the Tiny One slash Bishie, and let's get into checking out some more Pokemon by category. Oops, I made a slight error. And, oh, that's what I was gonna do. Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Oops. Okay. I noticed something that I kind of like messed up on that I thought I had remedied, and obviously I did not. So I'm actually going to go back and look at a Pokemon, and once we do that, I'm going to continue on and finish this series. So bear with me for a moment. Okay, so I'm going back to Sliggoo, which is number 705, and I realized I didn't. It's in the category snail, and I read this version for snail, I believe, which is soft tissue. So I'm going to correct myself now. This is the Hisuian version of Sliggoo. It is Steel Dragon. It's 2 foot 4 inches and 151 pounds. A creature given to melancholy, I suspect its metallic shell developed as a result of the mucus on its skin reacting with the iron in Hisui's water. Okay. And then we all know about its evolutions. Alright, that was bugging me for a while. Again, I think I failed with that and I didn't correct it, so now I'm correcting it. If you're hearing it again, oh well, you're hearing it a second time. Sorry about that, it just bothered me so much, and that was the one Pokemon I messed up on. So I had to make it right. This category is called Triple Bird, and we have Dodrio at number 85. It is normal flying. It is 5'11" and 187.8 pounds. One of Duo's two heads split to form a unique species. It runs close to 40 miles per hour in prairies. That's the same for both blue and red. And its pre-evolution is Duo. Look how cute! So this category is called Tundra, and we have Amora at number 698. It is rock ice. It's 4'3", so it's a little bit smaller than I am, and 55.6 pounds. This Pokemon was successfully restored from a fossil. In the past, it lived with others of its kind in cold lands where there were fewer predators. And the red version says, Amora is an ancient Pokemon that has gone extinct. Specimens of this species can sometimes be found frozen in ice. And it evolves into Oros, and that's going to be the next Pokemon that we look at. Oh, very pretty. I like this one. This is Pokemon 699. It is rock ice. is 8 feet 10 inches and 496 pounds. Auroras was restored from a fossil. It is said that when this Pokemon howls, auroras appear in the night sky. And the red version says, when gripped by rage, auroras will emanate freezing air, covering everything around it in ice. This category is called Turtle, and we have Wartortle at number 8. It is water type. It's 3 foot 3 inches and 49.6 pounds. It is recognized as a symbol of longevity. If its shell has algae on it, that Wartortle is very old. And the red version says, it cleverly controls its furry ears and tail to maintain its balance while swimming. Okay. And you previously saw what it evolves to. This category is called Turntail, and we have Wimpod at number 767. It is bug water. It's 1 foot 8 inches and 26.5 pounds. It's nature's cleaner. It eats anything and everything, including garbage and rotten things. The ground near its nest is always clean. And the red version says, Wimpod gather in swarms, constantly on the lookout for danger. They scatter the moment they detect an enemy presence. And it evolves into Golisopod. This category is called Tusk. Oh, yeah, I see it. And we have Axew at number 610. It's dragon type. Yeah, there we go. It's 2 foot tall and 39.7 pounds. This Pokemon lives in nests that are made in the ground. People in ancient times used its tusk as cooking knives. And the red version says, if you see peculiar teeth marks on boulders or trees, it means an Axew is likely living nearby. And it evolves into Fracture and Haxorus. This category is called Twin Bird, and we have Duo at number 84. It is normal flying. It's 4 foot 7, so it's my height, and 86.4 pounds. Its short wings make flying difficult. Instead, this Pokemon runs at high speed on developed legs. Yeah. And it's the same for both blue and red. And we already see what it evolves into. So this category is called Twin Tusk, and we have Mamoswine at number 473. It is ice ground. It's 8 feet 2 inches and 641.5 pounds. This Pokemon can be spotted on wall paintings from as far back as 10,000 years ago. For a while, it was thought to have gone extinct. And the red version says, it looks strong, and that's exactly what it is. As the weather grows colder, its ice tusks grow longer, thicker, and more impressive. This category is called Two-Handed, and we have Binnacle at number 688. My God, those faces. This category, it is rock water type. It's 1 foot 8 inches and 68.3 pounds. After two Binnacle find a suitable sized rock, they adhere themselves to it and live together. They cooperate to gather food during high tide. And the red version says, if the two didn't work well together, both their offensive and defense fell apart. Without good teamwork, they won't survive. And it evolves into Barbarsasil. So this category is called Two-Sided. And we have more Pecco at number 877. Yeah. And we have a full belly version and a hangry mode version. Oh my God. It almost looks like a toy. And it reminds me of Corpse Husband. It is electric dark. It's 1 foot tall and 6.6 pounds. As it eats the seeds stored up in its pocket-like pouches, this Pokemon is not just satisfying its constant hunger, it's also generating electricity. And the red version says, it carries electrically roasted seeds with it, as if they are precious treasures. No matter how much it eats, it always gets hungry again in short order. And this Pokemon, let's look at the other one. It is electric dark, 1 foot tall and 6.6 pounds. Intense hunger drives it to extremes of violence, and the electricity in its cheek sacs have converted into a dark type energy. And the red version says, hunger hormones affect its temperaments. Until its hunger is appeased, it gets up to all manner of evil deeds. And this Pokemon does not evolve. This category is called Unique Horn. And we have Ponyta at number 77, but it's the Garlean version. It is psychic type. It's 2 foot 7 inches and 52.9 pounds. Its small horn hides a healing power. With a few rubs from this Pokemon's horn, any slight wound you have will be healed. And the red version says, this Pokemon will look into your eyes and read the contents of your heart. If it finds evil there, it promptly hides away. And as you know, it evolves into Rapidash, and that's going to be the next Pokemon we look at. So this is Pokemon 78, and we're also looking at the Garlean version. It is Psychic Fairy, 5 foot 7 inches and 176.4 pounds. Little can stand up to its Psycho Cut. Unleashed from this Pokemon's horn, the move will punch a hole right through a thick metal sheet. And the red version says, brave and prideful, this Pokemon dashes airily through the forest. It steps aided by the psychic power stored in the fur on its fetlocks. So this category is called Valiant. We're now in the B's. And this is Braviary at number 628. Nope, completely different Pokemon. So this is normal flying. It is 4 foot 11, so it's a little bit bigger than I am, and 90.4 pounds. The more scars they have, the more respect these brave soldiers of the sky get from their peers. And the red version says, for the sake of its friends, this brave warrior in the sky will not stop battling, even if it's injured. And as you may have seen, its pre-evolution is Brooklyn. This category is called Verdant, and we have Leafeon at number 470. It is grass type. It's 3 foot 3 inches and 56.2 pounds. When you see Leafeon asleep in a patch of sunshine, you'll know it's using photosynthesis to produce clean air. And the red version says, the younger they are, the more they smell like fresh grass. With age, their fragrance takes on the odor of fallen leaves. And its pre-evolution is Eevee, and you can see here it is. So this category is called Vibration, and we have Vibrava at number 329. It is Ground Dragon. Hit dragon on the ground. It's 3 foot 7 inches and 33.7 pounds. The ultrasonic waves it generates by rubbing its two wings together cause severe headaches. And the red version says, to help make its wings grow, it dissolves quantities of prey in its digestive juices and guzzles them down every day. Ew. And its pre-evolution is Trapinch, and it evolves into Flygon. This category is called... Oh, I'm still in the vibration category. Sorry about that. This Pokemon is called Palpitoad and number 536. Oh my god, look at that face and the feet. It is water ground. There's water in the ground. Sorry. It's 2 foot 7 inches and 37.5 pounds. It weakens its prey with sound waves intense enough to cause headaches and entangles them with its sticky tongue. And the red version says, on occasion their cries are sublimely pleasing to the ear. Palpitoad with larger lumps on their bodies can sing with a wider range of sounds. And as you've seen, its pre-evolution is Timepole, and it evolves into Seismitoad. And that's going to be the next Pokemon that we look at. Oh my gosh, that's even creepier. So this is Pokemon 537. It is water ground. It's 4 foot 11, so it's a little bit bigger than I am. It's 136.7 pounds. The vibrating of the bumps all over its body cause earthquake-like tremors. Seismitoad and Croagunk are similar species. That's what I thought. And the red version says, this Pokemon is popular among the elderly, who say the vibration in its lumps are great for massages. Okay. Oh, yeah. This category is called Victory, and we have Victini at number 494. It is Psychic Fire. It's 1 foot 4 inches and 8.8 pounds. This Pokemon brings victory. It is said that trainers with Victini always win, regardless of the type of encounter. And the red version says, when it shares the infinite energy it creates, that being's entire body will be overflowing with power. And this Pokemon does not evolve. Oh my god, that's kind of horrible. That's scary. This category is called Viking, and we have Berserker at number 863. Oh my gosh. It's a steel type. It's 2 foot 7 inches and 61.7 pounds. What appears to be an iron helmet is actually hardened hair. Oh my gosh. This Pokemon lives for the thrill of battle. And the red version says, after many battles, it evolved dangerous claws that come together to form daggers when extended. And his Pokemon's pre-evolution is Meowth. This category is called Vine, and we have Tangela at number 114. It is grass type. It's 3 foot 3 inches and 77.2 pounds. Hidden beneath a tangle of vines that grows non-stop, even if the vines are torn off, this Pokemon's true appearance remains a mystery. And the red version says, the vines of a Tangela have a distinct scent. In some parts of Galar, Tangela vines are used as herbs. That's it right here. And this Pokemon used to not have an evolution, but now it has Tangrowth, and that's going to be the next Pokemon that we look at. So this is Pokemon 465. It is grass type. It's 6 foot 7, so it's a little bit smaller than my roommate, and 283.5 pounds. Tangrowth has 2 arms that it can extend as it pleases. Recent research has shown that these arms are, in fact, bundles of vines. Okay. And the red version says, vine growth is accelerated for growth, living in warm climates. As the vines grow long, tang growth shortens them by tearing parts of them off. My gosh. Okay. This category is called virtual, and we have Porygon at number 137. It is normal type. It's 2 foot 7 inches and 80.5 pounds. State-of-the-art technology was used to create Porygon. It was the first artificial Pokemon to be created via computer programming. And the red version says, in recent years, the species has been very helpful in cyberspace. These Pokemon will go around checking to make sure no suspicious data exists. And it evolves into Porygon 2 and Porygon-Z. And Porygon 2 is the one we're going to look at next. And I am fidgeting in my seat way too much. So I'm going to stand for the rest of this video. Hopefully that helps. So this is Pokemon 233. It is normal type. It's 2 foot tall and 71.7 pounds. This is a Porygon that was updated with special data. Porygon 2 develops itself by learning about many different subjects on its own. And the red version says, after artificial intelligence was implemented in Porygon 2, the Pokemon began using a strange language that only other Porygon 2 understand. And we're going to look at Porygon-Z. It's Pokemon 474. It is normal type. It's 2 feet 11 inches and 75 pounds. Porygon-Z has a program installed to allow it to move between dimensions, but the program also caused instability with Porygon-Z's behavior. And the red version says, some say an additional program made this Pokemon evolve, but even academics can't agree on whether Porygon-Z is really an evolution. Maybe. This category is called Volcano, and it's also going to be the last category in the V's, and then we move on to the last big category, which is W. This Pokemon is Quilava at number 156. It is fire type. It's 2 foot 11 and 41.9 pounds. Quilava keeps its foes at bay with the intensity of its flames and gusts of superheated air. This Pokemon applies its outstanding nimbleness to dodge attacks even when scorching the foe with flames. And it's the same for both blue and red. And its pre-evolution is Cyndaquil, and its next evolution is Typhlosion, which is going to be the next Pokemon that we look at. So it's Pokemon 157. It is fire type. It's 5 feet 7 inches and 175.3 pounds. It attacks using blasts of fire. It creates heat shimmers with intense fire to hide itself. That's the same for both blue and red. So this Pokemon is NT, and number 244. It is fire type. It's 6 foot 11, so it's a little bit bigger than my roommate, and 436.5 pounds. NT embodies the passion of magma. This Pokemon is thought to have been born in the eruption of a volcano. It sends up massive bursts of fire that utterly consume all that they touch. That's the same for both blue and red. And this Pokemon does not evolve. Oh my gosh, look at that Pokemon. So this category is the first in the W category, and we have Warrior as the category, and we have Zacian at number 888. And so we have the hero of many battles, and we have the crowned sword. Sorry, making sure it's the same for both. It is fairy type. It's 9 feet 2 inches and 242.5 pounds. Known as a legendary hero, this Pokemon absorbs metal particles, transforming them into a weapon it uses to battle. And the red version says, this Pokemon has slumbered for many years. Some say it's Zamazenta's elder sister. Others say the two Pokemon are rivals. And this Pokemon does not evolve. Oops, let me look at the other version. So now it is Fairy Steel. It's 9 foot 2 inches and 782.6 pounds. Now armed with a weapon it used in ancient times, this Pokemon needs only a single strike to fell even Gigantamax Pokemon. And the red version says, able to cut down anything with a single strike, it became known as the Fairy King's Sword. It is inspired awe in friend and foe alike. And as I said before, this Pokemon does not evolve. So this is Pokemon Zamazenta. Yeah, Zenta. And number 889. And we have Hero Many Battles and Crowned Shield. So these two Pokemon are Sword and Shield from Pokemon Sword and Shield. It is fighting type. It's 9 feet 6 inches and 463 pounds. In times past, it worked together with the king of the people to save the Galar region. It absorbs metal that it then uses in battle. And the red version says, this Pokemon sleeps for eons while in the form of a statue. It was asleep for so long people forgot it ever existed. Sheesh. And this version is Fighting Steel. It's 9 feet 6 inches and 1,730.6 pounds. Its ability to deflect any attack led to it being known as the Fighting Master Shield. It was feared and respected by all. And the red version says, now that it's equipped with a shield, it can shrug off impressive blows during the attacks of Dynamax Pokemon, including the attacks of Dynamax Pokemon. And this Pokemon does not evolve. This category is called Water Bird, and we have Pelipper at number 279. It is water flying. It's 3 foot 11 and 61.7 pounds. It is a flying transporter that carries small Pokemon in its beak. It bobs on the waves to rest its wings. And the red version says, it protects its young in its beak. It bobs on waves, resting on them on days when the waters are calm. And its pre-evolution is Wingull. So this is Ducklet at number 580. It is water flying. It's 1 foot 8 inches and 12.1 pounds. When attacked, it uses its feathers to splash water, escaping under cover of the spray. And the red version says, they are better at swimming than flying, and they happily eat their favorite food, peat moss, as they dive underwater. And it evolves into Swanna. So its category is called Water Bubble, and we have Dewpider at number 751. Oh my gosh, look, that looks like a face, and then these look like hands. It is Water Bug. It's 1 foot tall and 8.8 pounds. It forms a water bubble at the rear of its body and then covers its head with it. Meeting another dewpider means comparing water bubble sizes. Oh my gosh. And the red version says, dewpider normally lives underwater. When it comes onto land in search of food, it takes water with it in the form of a bubble on its head. And it evolves into Aquanid, and that's going to be the next Pokemon we look at. So this is Pokemon 752. It is Water Bug. It's 5'11" and 180.8 pounds. It launches water bubbles with its legs, drowning prey within the bubbles. Okay. This Pokemon can then take its time to savor its meal. And the red version says, it acts as a caretaker for dewpider, putting them inside its bubble and letting them eat any leftover food. This category is called water fish, and we have Wooper at number 194. What is this? So it is water ground. It's 1 foot 4 inches and 18.7 pounds. This Pokemon lives in cold water. It will leave the water and search for food when it gets cold outside. And the red version says, when the temperature cools in the evening, they emerge from water to seek food along the shore. And they evolve into Quagsire, which is going to be the next Pokemon that we look at. So it's Pokemon 195. It is water ground. It's 4'7", so it's my height. And it's 165.3 pounds. It has an easygoing nature. It doesn't care if it bumps its head on boats and boulders while swimming. And the red version says, a dim-witted Pokemon. It doesn't care if it bumps its head into boats or rocks while swimming. Okay. Pretty much the same thing. This category is called Water Gun, and we have Clauncher at number 692. It is water type. It's 1 foot 8 inches and 18.3 pounds. This Pokemon launches water by detonating gas inside its right claw. It snipes flying Pokemon. Sheesh. And the red version says, Clauncher's claws will regrow if they fall off. The meat inside the claws is edible, but has a distinct flavor that doesn't appeal to all tastes. And it evolves into Clawitzer. This category is called Water Lizard, and we have Sobble at number 816. It is a water type. It's 1 foot tall and 8.8 pounds. When scared, this Pokemon cries. Its tears pack the chemical punch of 100 onions, and attackers won't be able to resist weeping. And the red version says, when it gets wet, its skin changes color, and this Pokemon becomes invisible as if it were camouflaged. And it evolves into Drizzle, Drizziel, and Inteleon. And Drizziel is going to be the next Pokemon we look at. It's giving the thumbs down. So nope. So it's Pokemon 817. It is water type. It's 2 foot 4 and 25.4 pounds. A clever combatant, this Pokemon battles using water balloons created with moisture secreted from its palms. And the red version says, highly intelligent but also very lazy. It keeps enemies out of its territory by laying traps everywhere. This Pokemon is called, or this category is called Waterweed, and we have Lotad at number 270. It is water grass. It's 1 foot 8 inches and 5.7 pounds. It searches about for clean water. If it does not drink water for too long, the leaf on its head wilts. And the red version says, its leaf grew too large for it to live on land. This is how it began to live floating in the water. And it evolves into Lombre and Ludicolo, which we've seen before. It looks like he has boobs. I'm just saying. So this is category weather, and we have cast form at number 351. It is normal type. It is 1 foot tall and 1 foot 8 pounds. Although its form changes with the weather, it is apparently the result of a chemical reaction and not the result of its own free will. And the red version says, its form changes depending on the weather. The rougher the conditions get, the rougher cast form's disposition. And it does not evolve. So this is category weed. And we have oddish at number 43. It is grass poison. It's 1 foot 8 and 11.9 pounds. If exposed to moonlight, it starts to move. It roams far and wide at night to scatter its seeds. And the red version says, during the day, it stays in the cold underground to avoid the sun. It grows by bathing in moonlight. And so this Pokemon evolves into Gloom, and then from Gloom, it'll evolve into either Vileplume or Bellossom. But Gloom is going to be the next Pokemon we look at. So this is category 44, or this Pokemon 44. It is grass poison. It's 2 foot 7 and 19 pounds. Its pistils exude an incredibly foul odor. The horrid stench can cause fainting at a distance of 1.5 miles. And the red version says, what appears to be drool is actually sweet honey. Okay. It's very sticky and clings stubbornly if touched. This category is called Whiskers, and we have Barbaroach at number 339. It is water ground. It's 1 foot 4 inches and 4.2 pounds. Its 2 whiskers provide a sensitive radar. Even in muddy waters, it can detect its prey's location. Okay. And the red version says, it probes muddy riverbeds with its 2 long whiskers. A slimy film protects its body. Okay. And it evolves into Whiscash, which is going to be the next Pokemon we look at. This is Pokemon 340. It is water ground. It's 2 foot 11 and 52 pounds. It is extremely protective of its territory. If any foe approaches, it attacks using vicious tremors. And the red version says, sighting Whiscash leaping from the air is believed to be Herald. So this is category Whisper, and we have Whimsir at number 293. It is normal type. Sorry about that. It's 2 foot tall and 35.9 pounds. The cry of a Whimsir is over 100 decibels. If you're close to a Whimsir when it lets out a cry, you'll be stuck in it with an all-day headache. And the red version says, when Whimsir cries, the sound of its own voice startles it, making the Pokemon cry even louder. If it cries until it's exhausted, then falls asleep. And it evolves into Laurid and Exploud. This category is called White Bird, and we have Swanna at number 581. It is water flying. It's 4 foot 3, so it's a little bit smaller than I am, and 53.4 pounds. Despite their elegant appearance, they can flap their wings strongly and fly for thousands of miles. And the red version says, Swanna start to dance at dusk. The one dancing in the middle is the leader of the flock. And its pre-evolution is Ducklet. This category is called Wicked, and we have Shiftry at number 275. It is grass dark. It's 5.3, so it's a little bit smaller than I am, and 131.4 pounds. A Pokemon that was feared as a forest guardian, it can now read the foe's mind and take preemptive action. And the red version says, it lives quietly in the deep forest. It is said to create chilly winter winds in the fan it holds. And its pre-evolution is Seedot and Nuzlocke. So this is Pokemon Wild Bull, and we have Tauros at number 128. But there's also regular Tauros, Combat Breed, Blaze Breed, and Aqua Breed. It is normal type. It's 4'7", so it's as big as I am, and 194.9 pounds. Once it takes aim at its prey, it makes a headlong charge. It is famous for its violent nature. It's the same for both blue and red. Let's see about some of the other ones. So it is now fighting type. It is 4'7", so still my height, and 253.5 pounds. This Pokemon has a muscular body and excels at close quarter combat. It uses its short horns to strike at opponents' weak spots. And the red version says, this kind of Tauros, known as a combat breed, is distinguished by its thick, powerful muscles and its fierce disposition. This Pokemon is now fighting fire. It is still 4'7", but now it's 187.4 pounds. When heated by fire energy, its horns can get hotter than 1,800 degrees. Okay. Degrees Fahrenheit. Those gored by them will suffer both wounds and burns. And the red version says, people call this kind of Tauros the Blaze breed, due to the hot air it snorts from its nostrils. Its three tails are intertwined. Oh, okay. So it is now fighting water. Is still 4'7", but now is 242.5 pounds. This Pokemon blasts water from holes in the tips of its horns. Okay. The high-pressure jets pierce right through Tauros' enemies. And the red version said, it swims by jetting water from its horns. The most notable characteristic of the Aqua breed is its high body fat, which allows it to float easily. And this Pokemon does not evolve. So this category is called Wild Duck, and we have Farfetch'd at number 83. But we also have a Garlean form. Okay. It is normal flying. It's 2'7" and 33.1 pounds. It can't live without the stock it holds. That's why it defends the stock from attackers with its life. And the red version says, oh no, it's the same. Okay, what about Garlean? It is now fighting type. It's 2'7" and 92.6 pounds. The Farfetch'd of the Galar region are brave warriors, and they wield thick, tough leeks in battle. And the red version says, the stalks of leeks are thicker and longer in the Galar region. Farfetch'd that adapt to these stalks took on a unique form. And it evolves into Surfetch'd. That's going to be the next Pokemon we look at. So this is Pokemon 865. It never used to have a evolution. It's a fighting type. It's 2'7", 257.9 pounds. Only Farfetch'd that have survived many battles can obtain this evolution. When this Pokemon leaf withers, it will retire from combat. And the red version says, after defending attacks with its hard leaf shield, it strikes back with its sharp leek stalk. Oh yeah. The leek stalk is both weapon and food. This category is called Wild Horse, and we have Strider at number 896. It is ice type. It's 7.3 pounds, or 7 feet 3 inches, and 1,763.7 pounds. Glass Strider emits intense cold from its hooves. It's also a belligerent Pokemon. Anything it wants, it takes by force. And the red version says, Glass Strider has tremendous physical strength, and the mask of ice covering its face is 100 times harder than Diamond. Okay, yeah. And this Pokemon does not evolve. This category is called Wild Monkey, and we have Vigoroth at number 288. It is normal type. It's 4'7", so it's my height, and it's 102.5 pounds. Its stress level rises if it cannot keep moving consistently. Too much stress makes it feel sick. And the red version says, it's always hungry because it won't stop rampaging. Even while it's eating, it can't keep still. And its pre-evolution is Slakoth, and it evolves into Slaking. Next category is Wild Pigeon, and we have Tranquil at number 520. It is normal flying. It's 2 foot tall and 33.1 pounds. It can fly moderately quickly. No matter how far it travels, it can always find its way back to its master and its nest. And the red version says, these bright Pokemon have cute memories. Apparently, delivery workers often choose them as their partners. And we've already seen what it evolves into. This category is called Willpower, and we have Azelf at number 482. It is Psychic type. It's 1 foot tall and 0.7 pounds. Known as the Being of Willpower, it sleeps at the bottom of lake to keep the world in balance. And the red version says, it is thought that Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf all came from the same egg. And this Pokemon does not evolve. This category is called Willy, and we have Nuzleaf at number 274. It is Grass Dark. It's 3 foot 3 inches and 61.7 pounds. It lives deep in forests. With a leaf on its head, it makes a flute whose song makes listeners uneasy. Really? Okay. And the red version says, they live in holes bored in large trees. The sound of Nuzleaf's grass flute fills listeners with dread. Okay, we already looked at that. Oh my gosh. So this is Impidimp at number 859. It is Dark Fairy. It's 1 foot 4 inches and 12.1 pounds. The reason this Pokemon causes trouble for those it feels close to is because Impidimp itself gets irritable if it can't absorb negative emotions. And the red version says, they live in groups, pestering and playing pranks on each other to polish their troublemaking skills. And it evolves into Morgrim and Grimmsnarl. This category is called Wind Chime, and we have Chim Echo at number 358. It is Psychic type. It's 2 foot tall and 2.2 pounds. Chim Echo makes its cries echo inside its hollow body. When this Pokemon becomes enraged, its cries result in ultrasonic waves that have the power to knock foes flying. And the red version says, in high winds, Chimecho's cries as it hangs from a tree branch in the eaves of a building, or the eaves of a building using a suction cup on its head. Okay. The Pokemon plucks berries with its long tail and eats them. And its pre-evolution is Chingaling. Oh, cute. This category is called Wind Veiled, and we have Whimsicott at number 547. That is like adorable. It looks like all this is hair. and these are little ears. It is Grass Fairy. It's 2 foot 4 inches and 14.6 pounds. It scatters cotton all over the place as a prank. If it gets wet, it will become too heavy to move and have no choice but to answer for its mischief. And the red version says, as long as this Pokemon bathes in sunlight, its cotton keeps growing. If too much cotton fluff builds up, Whimsicott tears it off and scatters it. Oh, jeez. And it evolves into, or its pre-evolution is cottony. So this category is called Wingfish, and we have Finneon at number 456. It is a water type. It's 1 foot 4 inches and 15.4 pounds. The line running down its side can store sunlight. Okay. It shines vividly at night. And the red version says it absorbs sunlight with the pink areas of its skin, which then shine. This appears to be a form of camouflage. And it evolves into Luminion. This category is called Wish, and we have Jirachi at number 385. It is Steel Psychic. It's 1 foot tall and 2.4 pounds. A legend states that Jirachi will make true any wish that's written on notes attached to its head when it awakens. Okay. If this Pokemon senses danger, it will fight without awakening. Jeez. And the red version says, Jirachi will awaken from its sleep of 1,000 years if you sing to it in a voice of purity. It is said to make true any wish that people desire. And this Pokemon does not evolve. This category is called Wolf, and we have Lycanroc at number 745. And we have Midday Form, Midnight Form, and Dusk Form. Making sure they're still all wolves. It is Rock type. It's 2 feet 7 inches and 55.1 pounds. Lycanroc attacks its prey with its sharp claws and fangs. It loyally obeys the instructions of a trainer it trusts. And the red version says, it has a calm and collected demeanor. It swiftly closes in on its prey, then slices them with the rocks in its mane. Oh my gosh. So it's still rock type. It's now 3 foot 7 and 55.1 pounds. This Pokemon uses its rocky mane to slash any who approach. It will even disobey its trainer if it dislikes the orders it's given. And the red version says, this Lycanroc has an extremely vicious temperament. It will happily sustain injuries for the sake of taking down its opponents. And this Pokemon is still rock. It's 2 foot 7 inches and 55.1 pounds. Normally this Pokemon doesn't even bark, but once it enters battle, it will relentlessly drive the opponent into a corner. And the red version says, these Pokemon have both calm and ferocious qualities. It's said that this form of Lycanroc is the most troublesome to raise. And see, its pre-evolution is Rockruff. So this category is called Wood Gecko. And we have Trico at number 252. It's grass type. It is 1 foot 8 inches and 11 pounds. Trico has small hooks on the bottom of its feet that enable it to scale vertical walls. This Pokemon attacks by slamming foes with its thick tail. And the red version says, Trico is cool, calm, and collected. It never panics under any situation. If a bigger foe were to glare at this Pokemon, it will glare right back without conceding an inch of ground. And it evolves into Grovyle and Sceptile. And Grovyle is going to be the next Pokemon we look at. So this is Pokemon 253. It is a grass type Pokemon. It's 2'11" and 47.6 pounds. The leaves growing out of Grovile's body are convenient for camouflaging it from enemies in the forest. This Pokemon is a master at climbing trees and jungles. And the red version says, this Pokemon adeptly flies from branch to branch in trees. In a forest, no Pokemon can ever hope to catch a fleeing Grovile, however fast they may be. So this category is called Woodpecker, and we have Picky Peck at number 731. It is normal flying. It is 1 foot tall and 2.6 pounds. It pecks at trees with its hard beak. You can get some idea of its mood or condition from the rhythm of its pecking. And the red version says, it may look spindly, but its neck muscles are heavy duty. It can peck at a tree 16 times per second. And it evolves into Trumbeak and Toucannon. This category is called Worm, and we have Caterpie at number 10. It is a bug type. It's 1 foot tall and 6.4 pounds. For protection, it releases a horrible stench from the antenna on its head to drive away enemies. And the red version says, its short feet are tipped with suction pads that enable it to tirelessly climb slopes and walls. And it evolves into Metapod and Butterfree. So this is Wurmple at number 265. It's a bug type. It's 1 foot tall and 7.9 pounds. Using the spikes on its rear end, Wurmple peels the bark off trees and feeds off the sap that oozes out. This Pokemon's feet are tipped with suction pads that allow it to cling to glass without slipping. And the red version says, Wurmple is targeted by Swellow as prey. This Pokemon will try to resist by pointing the spikes on its rear at the attacking predator. It will weaken the foe by licking poison from the spikes. And it evolves into Silcoon or Cascoon, and then from there into Beautify or Duskox. It looks like a butt on its face. Oh my god. So this is Snome at number 872. It is Ice Bug. It's 1 foot tall and 8.7 pounds. Or 8.4 pounds, sorry. It eats snow that has accumulated on the ground. It prefers soft, freshly fallen snow, so it will eat its way up a mountain, aiming for the peak. And the red version says, without its internal organs, Snome amplifies the frigid air it gets from eating snow, and then uses its amplified air to create icicle-like spikes. And it evolves into Frostmoth. So this category is called Wool, and we got Mareep at number 179. It is electric type. It's 2 foot tall and 17.2 pounds. If static electricity builds in its body, its fleece doubles in volume. Touching it will shock you. No kidding. The red version says its fleece grows continually. In the summer, the fleece is fully shed, but it grows back in a week. And it evolves into Flaffy and Ampharos. And Flaffy is going to be the next Pokemon we look at. So it's the Pokemon 180. It is electric type. It's 2 foot 7 inches and 29.3 pounds. As a result of storing too much electricity, it developed patches where even downy wool won't grow. And the red version says, because of its rubbery electricity resistant skin, it can store lots of electricity in its fur. I can see the end. That's why this video is the last video, and it's going to be a bit longer than the previous ones. And I apologize for that. This category is called Woolly Crab, and we have Crabominable at number 740. It's fighting ice. It's 5 feet 7 inches and 396.8 pounds. The detached pictures of these Pokemon are delicious. Okay. Some trainers bring Lechonk into the mountains just to search for them. And the red version says, though its punches are powerful, this Pokemon's movements are sluggish. It blows icy bubbles from its mouth to immobilize its opponents. And its pre-evolution is Crabrawler. This looks like a luchador. I love it. Oh my god. So this category is called Wrestling, and we have Ha Lucha at number 701. Oh my gosh. It is fighting flying. It's 2 feet 7 inches, and 47.4 pounds. Its elegant finishing moves, performed by nimbly leaping about using its wings, are polished in the forest where it was born and raised. And the red version says, Halucha live quietly without flocking together. They fight constantly with their natural enemies, noisy groups of primate. And this Pokemon does not evolve. Oh my gosh, look at that. This category is called Wushu, and we have Kubfu at number 891. It is a fighting type, 2 foot tall and 26.5 pounds. That'd be adorable. Kubfu trains hard to perfect its moves. The moves it masters will determine which form it takes when it evolves. And the red version says, if Kubfu pulls the long white hair on its head, its fighting spirit heightens. Okay. And power wells up from the depths of its belly. And it evolves into Urshifu. And that's going to be the next Pokemon we look at. Oh my gosh, look at that. So this is Pokemon 892. And there is Single Strike Style, Rapid Strike Style, Gigantamax Single Strike Style, and Gigantamax Rapid Strike Style. Oh my gosh. It is Fighting Dark. It's 6'3", so it's a little bit smaller than my roommate, and 231.5 pounds. This form of Urshifu is a strong believer in the one-hit KO. Its strategy is to leap in close to foes and land a devastating blow with a hardened fist. And the red version says, inhabiting the mountains of a distant region, this Pokemon races across sheer cliffs, training its legs and refining its moves. It is now fighting water. It's 6'3" and 231.5 pounds. It is believed that this Pokemon modeled this fighting style on the flow of a river, sometimes rapid, sometimes calm. And the red version says, this form of... I'm almost done. This form of Urshifu is a strong believer in defeating foes by raining many blows down on them. Its strikes are non-stop, flowing like a river. Okay. Now we get to the interesting ones. So it's now Fighting Dark. It is at least 95 feet and 2 inches, and no one knows how much it weighs. People call it the embodiment of rage. It's said that this Pokemon's terrifying expression and shout will rid the world of malevolence. And the red version says, the energy released by this Pokemon's fist forms shockwaves that can blow away Dynamax Pokemon in just one hit. And the last one for this Pokemon, it is Fighting Water. It is now at least 85 feet and 4 inches, and again, nobody knows how much it weighs. As it waits for the right moment to unleash its Gigantamax power, This Pokemon maintains a perfect one-legged stance. It won't even twitch. And the red version says, all it takes is a glare from this Pokemon to take the lives of those with evil in their hearts, or so they say. This category is called Young Fowl, and we have Kombu Skin and number 256. It is firefight. It's a firefighter. It's 2'11" and 43 pounds. Combuskin toughens up his legs and thighs by running through fields and mountains. His Pokemon legs possess both speed and power, enabling it to dole out 10 kicks in 1 second. And the red version says, Combuskin battles with the intensely hot flames it spews from its beak, and with outstandingly destructive kicks. This Pokemon's cry is very loud and distracting. And its pre-evolution, if you remember, is Torchic, and it evolves into Blaziken. And I am down to the last 2 Pokemon and the last category. I'll be doing more videos like this later on when I'm sure more games are going to be released and more Pokemon are going to be released. But oh my god, this category, last category is called Zen Charm. And the second to last Pokemon is Darumaka at number 554. And there's also a Garlean version. It is a fire-type Pokemon. It's 2 foot tall and 82.7 pounds. Darumaka's droppings are hot, so people used to put them in their clothes to keep themselves warm. Oh, they put poo-poo in their clothes. And the red version says, when it sleeps, it puts its limbs into its body, and its internal fire goes down to 1,100 degrees Fahrenheit. And the Garlean version is now ice type. It's 2 foot 4 inches and 88.2 pounds. It lived in snowy areas for so long that its fire sac cooled off and atrophied. It now has an organ that generates cold instead. And the red version says, the colder they get, the more energetic they are. They freeze their breath to make snowballs, using them as ammo for playful snowball fights. And it evolves into Darmanitan, which is going to be the next and last Pokemon that we look at. So this is Pokemon 555, and we have Standard Mode, Regular, and Garlean Mode. Oh no, this is category Blazing. Zen Charm is the Garlean mode. Got it. Okay. It is Ice-type Pokemon. It is 5'7" and 264.6 pounds. On days when blizzards blow through, it comes down to where people live. It stashes food in the snowball on its head, taking it home for later. Oh my gosh. It's like a hat. It almost looks, it's got a Santa Claus type mustache too. And the red version says, though it has a gentle disposition, it is also very strong. It will quickly freeze the snowball on its head before going for a headbutt. Oh my gosh. We are done. Ugh. I am so sorry it took so long to finish this video series. It's just, there's so many Pokemon. But yay, oh my gosh. I could finally close the tab in my browser. Oh my god. Until enough Pokemon come through that I make more videos in the series. But yay, we did it! I did it. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy I was able to do this little idea of mine, and just, it's just a curiosity of mine that I want to check out, and I figured others would have that curiosity too, and I was right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and that's going to be all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay happy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.